that he belongs in the top echelon, you know, with the fights that he fought, that he deserved a shot. Not saying that he beat a elite fighter yet, you know, in the welterweight division, but the guys that he have fought to get him to this point right now, he passed the test with flying colors. So, you know, we never know until he get in there with the likes of, you know, the elite.
Jaron Ennis, he may get his shot in 2023. Trying to tell y'all, man, it is about to be scary in the welterweight division. Now, according to the IBF, they gave Errol Spence 120 days to figure out what he's going to do, or he's going to have to vacate the title. Now, that's kind of pushing the parameters up for Spence and Crawford to finally get that fight done. And Jaron Ennis, he already called out Spence, he called out Crawford, he called out every top name under the sun in the welterweight division.
I don't even know what to say, bro.
So it's going to get real scary. So what that means is Crawford and Spence, if they finally fight, guess what? Booster's going to be licking his chops, you know what I'm saying? Because guess what? It's about to be supper time. And somebody go get 8, whether it's Spence or whether it's Crawford. That's the beauty about not being afraid to face anybody. That's the beauty of not getting sucked into the politics of the game. Yes, we all know the politics of the game exists. A lot of great fights and fighters get caught up in those politics, and a lot of great fights don't happen. So let's take a second, because it is Christmas, and let's shout out to Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. And matter of fact, also Benavidez and Caleb Plant for stepping up and making 2 great fights. So 2023, we're going to have those 2 top tier fights coming to everybody. Now, that third big fight could be Spence versus Crawford. And if it's not Spence versus Crawford, guess what? We are finally going to see Jaron Ennis face Spence in a great fight. I told you guys before, Errol Spence is a formidable, a dominant talent in the welterweight division, in sport, in boxing, period. And it may seem like I'm biased because I'm from Philly, man, but let's just take, you know what I'm saying, me repping the city out of it. And you just look at Jaron Ennis for who he is as a fighter, as a great young fighter. His talent, his ceiling, which he is nowhere near even reaching yet. By the time Jaron Ennis gets finished in a boxing game, he's probably going to be at 160. Who knows, 168. But he's definitely going to be at 154. He's definitely going to be at 160. He has said that himself. That's going to be scary. So these guys holding on to these belts, they better enjoy it, man, because it is going to be some changing of the guards in 2023. Now, recently we heard Charlo, you know how many, broke his hand in 2 places, and the Charlo and Zoo fight, you know what I mean? Like, that fight has been temporarily postponed. So we still may get that fight, but it's going to be postponed. But after something like that, man, Charlo breaking his hand in 2 places, is he going to still be that devastating power puncher? Because in the back of his mind, he's not going to want to re-injure that hand or break that hand all over again. All it takes is for Tim Zoo to dip his head at the right time and Charlo catch, you know what I mean? Catch him on top of the head at that hard part of the head. And you know what I'm saying? He could hurt his hand again. That is how Tank Davis hurt his hand when he fought Pitbull Cruz. You know what I'm saying? And some fighters, they know this and they use that. Pitbull Cruz, he used it. That's a part of his defense when he gets in on the inside, when he fights guys. Now, if Tim Zoo, if he utilizes that, you know what I mean, in his fight, he could possibly hurt Charlo. And if Charlo gets hurt, especially if he's down on points when he gets hurt, God forbid he does, you know what I mean, they had to wind up stopping the fight or something like that, he could possibly lose his titles like that. So it's getting real interesting as far as that Tim and Charlo fight, you know what I mean, how things is going to transpire once that fight finally happens. But Errol Spence, Terrence Boyd Crawford, you guys, you brothers, man, you know what I'm saying, 2 fantastic talents, but these guys are aging. Crawford looked good when he fought Evanesian, you know what I'm saying, great knockout victory, you know what I mean, shows that Crawford, he still has that power, he still has the high IQ, which I talked about. But at the same time, y'all, is Crawford slowing down because he's getting older. Power may be the last thing to leave a fighter, but sometimes the legs is the first thing. And when you fight Errol Spence, you can't have slow reflexes, you can't have slow legs. Because if you sit there and get chopped up in front of Errol Spence because you can't move, or you know what I'm saying, your legs get tired because Spence is going to put that constant pressure on, hey, it could be real world, you know what I'm saying? That could be the danger zone, you know what I mean, for Bud. But Jaron Ennis ain't going to have that problem. Jaron Ennis has youth, he has athleticism, great stamina, you know what I'm saying, mobility, excuse me. You know what I mean? He gets stronger as the fight goes on. You know what I mean? Like, so it's hard to look, when you look at Jaron Boots Ennis, the only thing somebody may be able to say is the level of competition. But guess what? The level of competition, I mean, to a degree, don't mean nothing because Boots has fought everybody that they put in front of him. And more importantly, he's called out everybody in that top 5, top 10, whatever. So if guys don't want to step up and fight him, that's not Jaron Boots Ennis' fault. You fight who they put in front of you, you beat who they put in front of you, dominate who they put in front of you, and that's what he has done. Nobody has went past 6 rounds. If he fights Errol Spence or Terence Crawford, possibly they may be the first ones to take Jaron Boots Ennis into deep water, possibly, but that's not even guaranteed. Jaron Boots Ennis' skill set is still not only that high, and his boxing IQ is that high, but the scary part is, guess what?
Boots, great fighter. Great fighter.
We still have not seen everything that Jaron Boots Ennis has in his arsenal, and that's scary. So when he faces somebody like Spence or Crawford, will they bring those extra tools out of the toolbox? And if they do, it's going to get ugly for Spence when he fights Boots Ennis. It's going to get ugly. Boots is bigger than Spence. He has power. He also goes to the body, as you guys will see in some of these clips. Like, it's really not much that you can say that Spence has over Jaron Boots Ennis in the tool department. You know what I mean? Experience is the only thing that you can say Spence has more than Boots. You can't say Errol has a better skill set because he don't. You know what I mean? And when you look at the knockout ratio, when you look at the things that Jaron Boots Ennis can do and potentially can do in a fight when he faces Errol the True Spence Jr., I mean, it's not only scary, but Boots can possibly go into that fight in a lot of people's minds. They may not say it, but Jaron Boots Ennis can be the favorite. Errol Spence, we all know on paper, is going to be the A side. He's going to get paid like the A side. But in everybody's mind, in the back of everybody's mind, especially a lot of the boxing pundits, as they say, they're going to be looking at Jaron Boots Ennis like, man, this young kid got a shot. I mean, he has a serious chance to dethrone Errol the True Spence Jr. And if he is successful, I have no shadow, I mean, without a shadow of a doubt, the next name that he is going to call out is Crawford. I believe that he will give Crawford a shot. And Crawford said himself that he wouldn't mind fighting Jaron Boots Ennis. And I think that'd be a tough fight for Boots, but it's the same thing. The weapons that Boots has, being able to switch, and Bud could also switch. But see, when Jaron Boots Ennis switches opposed to Terence Crawford, it's organic. Bud switches usually when he gets frustrated, or, you know what I mean, to give his opponent a different look, or if he gets hurt. When Boots switches, it's organic. He doesn't even realize that he switches. So if Bud tries to press Boots, you know what I mean? Like Boots, just off of the back foot transitioning, you know what I mean? He can throw shots from anywhere, from either hand, from whatever angle that he is at in the ring. You could try to push him left, right, backwards. It don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you try to do as far as, you know what I mean, try to push Jaron Boots Ennis in the ring to get a tactical advantage, it can wind up being a disadvantage for you. Because he has power in both hands. He can switch. He's a seamless switch hitter. And he's devastating in southpaw stance or in an orthodox stance. I mean, it's scary. So that 120 days that Errol Spence has, what is he going to do? Because the pecking order should be just like this. You fight Terence Crawford. If you win, outstanding. But your next fight is going to be Boots, possibly, because Stanionis and Virgil Ortiz are going to fight. And whoever wins that fight possibly are going to line up for the WBA. So anyway you look at it, 2023 is going to be a hell of a year for fights, period. But also it's going to be a changing of the guard, possibly, for Errol Spence, because he's going to have to face some of these young lions coming up and his division rival right now, which is Terence Crawford. Let me know what y'all think. Put your thoughts in the comments. Put your hearts in the comments. Put your soul. Matter of fact, don't put your soul, because that's God's property. Talk Me to Stand Up is your boy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You already know how I play. Share the truth. Enjoy your holidays.